If you have a singular sound Aeros and you've been wondering how to use 6x6 mode, stay tuned because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to do it. Well, hey there, it's Scott at the Pedal Guy. How you doing? Well, we're all about pedal demos, pedal knowledge, and pedal sales. I love pedals, and so do you. In this video, I'm going to take you through the 6x6 mode of the Aeros. In the previous video, we did 2x2. This time, we're going to be doing 6x6. And what that simply means is that there are 6 parts and 6 tracks per part. So it's got full songwriting capabilities built into it. It really is a great song creation tool, and I think you're going to really like what you see. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, the first thing we want to do is we want to set up a new song in 6x6 mode. It just takes a second, but it's something you need to do before you start working. So going to the songs button here, go to the upper right corner where that plus symbol is, and that's where you can set up a new song. You can name it anything you want, but what we want to do is make sure that the number of tracks that we've selected, it will normally be by default at 2x2 mode, but you want to change that to 6x6 mode so that you have 6 parts and 6 tracks per part. And once you've done that, go ahead and hit save. And now you have created a 6x6 session. Okay, so now let's briefly cover the setup. I'm using my Aeros. I'm generating most of the sounds from a Horse Kick Pro. I'm also using a NuX Stageman Floor off camera for some reverb and for some preamp. And I'm also plugged into a guitar as well. And this is going to enable me to layer multiple percussion sounds, and then eventually I'll probably put down a guitar track too. But one thing I do want to mention is because this is really important. Like any digital recorder, distortion doesn't always sound that good, especially, well, it really never sounds all that good. So you want to make sure you're really watching those levels when you're recording into the Aeros, because those inputs are very sensitive. Meaning I've got the kick drum here loaded up on the Horse Kick Pro. And you can see that I'm hitting it. Now, this is a velocity-sensitive trigger, so it will change depending on how hard I hit it. And what you want to do is you want to watch that level there on the right-hand side. I'm hitting it pretty hard right now, and you can see we're just tickling the reds. That's probably okay to keep it there, but I'd say any more than that, you're going to get nothing but Distortion City, which, if that's what you're after, no problem. But for the rest of us that want a clean recording, you just want to make sure you dial back the output of the pedal that you're using, or the amp, or whatever you're using to go into the Aeros, just to make sure that you keep it as clean as possible. Remember, after it's recorded, you can then go into the mixer and you can start making all the adjustments you want to make. So don't worry, you're not trapped. That's the beauty of working in a multi-track situation here. Okay, so let's go ahead and start recording. So let's switch to the top down. There we are. Now, we're going to go ahead and start our song with a cowbell, because every great song starts with a cowbell. I'm going to hit that record button. I'll get a 1 measure count in, and then we'll start recording. So here we go. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's pretty clean. Now, you're probably wondering, well, wait a second, the waveform isn't that big. Well, you don't need it to be that big, because remember, you're going to be stacking sounds on top of each other, so eventually you're going to probably have to pull it back even a little bit, and that's the magic of mixing. So don't worry, not everything has to be recorded at the top level. But next, let's go ahead and put a tambourine down and put a little extra reverb on that. So I'm going to hit the next track button, and let's record that tambourine. All right, so there we go. Now let's put a little shaker on there too. So I'm going to hit the next track button, and we're going to record a shaker part when it recycles. Okay, so that'll work. This is the beauty of human rhythm. It doesn't need to be perfect. But now we're going to put a kick drum down, and that's going to help kind of fill in the mix. So let's hit that next track button, and let's record a kick. 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Okay, so if I want to now go in and mix, just use the select part button. And now that launches the mixer button, or the mixer window. So from here, I can use the select button to then pull back, or I can actually mute if I want to. I can do all the mixing that I need to do here. So I'm actually going to bring everything back just a tad with the exception of the kick, because I like the kick right where it is. I'm actually going to bring that tambourine up a little bit. And when I'm happy with it, hit that exit button, and now we're back to the track window. And at this point, we can bring up the guitars, and I can record a real quick little guitar part here. So I'm going to hit that next track button, and let's record a guitar track. Not bad. Let me pull that back just a tad. Okay, and essentially that is how you work in 6x6 mode as far as the first part goes. But remember, it's 6 tracks, it's 6 parts. So you have 5 more parts, and 6 tracks can be in each one of those. That's the magic of working in this mode. So if I want to go to a next part, or start creating tracks for another part, use the select part foot switch here in the left corner, and you want to select the plus symbol. That means you're ready to start recording the next, the first track of the next part. So like we did before, we're going to record a cowbell. So let me bring up the tracks again here. And if you press the record button, now you can see it's going to record the first track on the next part in just a second. 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Okay, so if I want to record a kick over that, let's bring the kick in. Actually, the other way. Okay, so I'm going to hit that next track button. And I think we need to put a tambourine in there too. So let's do that. Let's bring the tambourine in. Let's make sure we put a lot of reverb on top of that. Okay, so the rhythm isn't exactly the way I'd want it to be, but still, that's the point, is that I can go back and I can manipulate that again. I can re-record those parts if I want to, and then I can create, or those tracks, and then I can create another part, and another part, and another part, each with 6 tracks total in it. So when you want to switch back to the previous part with the other tracks that we recorded before, you just simply use the select part button, and it's going to go back to that first part. You can see that it says, you can see the green dot there, so I'm going to hit play, and now you can see it's going to move over to the first part. Here we go. So this is all about song structure. If I go back to select part again, let's select that second part, hit play, and now you can see it's going to go right back to that second part. Now I'll go ahead and just hit stop, and as soon as it's over, there it goes. We're now at the end of the road there. But essentially, that's how you use 6x6 mode with the Aeros. It's so cool. It really is like having the DAW at your feet, although I was using my hands, but still, you get the point. This is just the beginning of what we're going to be doing with the Aeros. There's so much more that can be done. We haven't even talked about MIDI sync. We haven't talked about any of that other stuff. So that's going to be for future videos. So I hope you dug this one, and come on back for the next Aeros video in the very near future. Well, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any further questions, be sure to visit us at thepedalguy.com. But in the meantime, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for weekly videos and tutorials. Thanks for stopping by here at thepedalguy.com, where I love pedals and so do you.